Good afternoon. We are so grateful that Boehringer Ingelheim could come, and so many representatives could come to be here today. And so, if you work for Boehringer Ingelheim, please stand and let us see where you are. Please help me welcome the 14th President of Kansas State University, President Dick Myers.
Yeah, I came here to be a veterinarian, and it was July of 1960. It was hot and humid. Wandered into the Assistant Dean of Arts and Sciences office who had my records, and she says, "You want to be going to pre-vet?" I guess they called it at the time. I said, "Sure. That's what I want to do." And she looked at me and says, "Well, you qualify, so all you have to decide is what language do you want to take?" I said, "I want to take a language." She says, "Well, you have to in pre-vet." And I said, "I had 3 years of Latin in high school, and that was painful enough. I don't want to take a language." "No, you have. Does that qualify?" She says, "No, it has to be a modern language," which is the first time that I understood that animals have modern languages. So I said, "Okay, well," that freaked me out for not any very good reason. And I wandered across campus, saw Seton Hall had engineering in big block letters. I said, "I'll do that." And I walked in, and the guy was so nice that greeted me, the administrator, and he said, "Can I help you, young man?" I said, "Yeah, I want to sign up for engineering." He says, "Well, what kind of engineering do you want to sign up for?" I said, "Well, what kind are there?" So that was the start of my college career. We just went through the hospital over here, and I think I missed my calling. That's something I would have loved to have done, but that's not what I chose for, as you just heard, very stupid reasons. But to today's event. So the world we live in today, particularly in the state of Kansas, but I think in a lot of states, the last time the state put any money into a facility at K-State was, guess what? 2008. The last time they built anything on this campus. Now, there have been bits and pieces in parts of other things like the Engineering Initiative Act. Part of that money was used to do phase 4 for the engineering building. There was some money from the state in architecture, planning, and design. But generally, if you want to get something done, you've got to find partners. You got to find philanthropy. You got to be very creative. And my hat's off to Dr. Rush for being probably the most creative and the most relationship-building dean we have. She has just, from the first time I walked in this facility, this campus in 2016 and got to know it a little bit, to now, I mean, you wouldn't know it's the same place, would you? I mean, all the work here, it's just different. It's better. This is glorious. I guess it's going to be for third year students, those veterinarians that need continuing education. For any time you want to have a large function, this is a glorious space. I love the glass. I like everything about this compared to some of the old facilities that were here that were very difficult to be a part of. I mean, I spoke at the last auditorium, and it didn't give you a good feeling at all. It was awful. I think it was awful for the audience, awful for those down front. It might have been cool in the day, whatever that day was, but it was not cool today. This is awesome. And this will do the sort of things we want to do, which is to attract people to our College of Veterinary Medicine, which is already highly thought of, highly ranked. This just makes it better. Boehringer Ingelheim, thank you so much. I know this is not kind of what you do, but you did it. And maybe it's the first and last time, whatever. I can tell you that it's transformational for us here at Kansas State University. And we thank you for betting on us, that we can turn this into a place that turns out great talent, great research as we move forward in the kind of things that you care about. And I'll be forever, ever grateful for all you're doing. This is going to be the heart and soul, I think, of the College of Veterinary Medicine campus. You can see this room being used for lots of things besides imparting knowledge, but building relationships, all the sorts of things you would hope it would do for us. So, again, I can't thank you enough for this particular effort on your part. If it's the first, I know that took a lot of soul searching too, and I thank you for that. It's like I said, it's transformational to Kansas State University. And I'll be forever indebted to you all.
I know most of you think this picture was taken last week, but it was actually a little bit longer ago than that. And you may wonder why this is relevant today. I had a herd of horses that had heaves or asthma, and so I was interested in aerosolized drug. And this is a horse that, this is how this horse breeds at rest. This is one of those herd horses. And we worked on this aerosol, this inhalation device for distributing a bronchodilator, albuterol, in horses. And Boehringer Ingelheim owned this product, right, and funded this work. And so I worked with them through safety, efficacy, through the FDA approval process. And the thing that impressed me most about this device is, in human medicine, if you take an inhaler, 85% of it ends on the back of your throat and 15% gets in the lung. And the opposite was true with this device. And if you just take a look at those two side by sides, there's a before and after of radio-labeled drug in the caudodorsal lung fields of a horse. So not only is the distribution incredible, but the image on the right shows after drug treatment. So you can see how much it opened up those airways. And I just loved working on this project. And so the thank you goes back to, you really carried me through the promotion and tenure process, really. Those were the years where Boehringer was the primary person at the table, and I'm grateful for that. So this agreement, this collaboration is not just about bricks and mortar. The bricks and mortar are incredible, and that could be enough, but it's not all that we do. BI has been really helpful for us in our shelter medicine program. They've provided product for us that makes it affordable. You also helped us with this community outreach activity. This is Everybody Counts. So in Manhattan, for underserved populations, they can come and see a physician, they can see a dentist, and they can also bring their pet and see a veterinarian. And so Kristen Williams was at that event with us this year, and BI is a really important sponsor for this sort of community outreach. You're also very helpful with the Veterinary Research Scholars Program. This is a program in which you help all vet schools virtually to support students being in laboratories, having a research experience. And our champion here is Dr. Kate Kukanich. Kate, raise your hand. She's in the back there. And she has really taken this program to a new level with 23 scholars this past year. And we used this space for our celebration event at the end. And the posters were outside. We had mentors and students on our rolling PowerPoint in the room. We gave awards in the room. And it is a beautiful, beautiful event.
Hi, it's Kate Kukanich here, and I'm the director of the Kansas State Veterinary Research Scholars Program, and I'm here with our 2021 Boehringer Ingelheim Veterinary Scholars. And we just want to say thank you to all of you at BI for supporting our scholars and our program this summer. And we're standing here in the K-State College of Veterinary Medicine Boehringer Ingelheim Auditorium. And we appreciate and thank you for your support of this auditorium as well. Thank you so much for your support, and go Cats!
Zach was a 99 grad of K-State. And when Eric Holderness and I sat down with him at the table the first time, he was looking over the plans and thinking about what the possibilities were. And I said, Zach, how many times a day when you were a student did you say Frick Auditorium? And he said, oh, so many. And I said, how bad do you want students to say, and faculty and staff to say BI Auditorium 100 times a day? He said, oh, so bad. And so that was the hook, and that has been true. We say BI Auditorium 100 or more times a day. So that really came true, and we're very grateful to Zach for being at the table and helping this come to fruition.
So I'll keep it short. I'll keep it hopefully reasonably sweet as well. I think that where I am in the speaking order right here, I've never actually had an opener as a 4-star general and a chief of the Joint Chiefs. I mean, this is pretty incredible to actually be in the same room as him. So, sir, thank you for all that you've done for our country. And And it speaks volumes as well to the people that I've also heard about that Bonnie has mentioned from the K-State graduates and the people that are coming here to Kansas State. They are true to their core. They are passionate about what they do. They are forward-looking. They are visionaries, and they're partners. And so when I had that first conversation with Dr. Rush about what this might look like, about a partnership opportunity, I said, tell me more. And we had a second conversation. I said, tell me more. And then she gave me the plans, and I went to the leadership at Boehringer Ingelheim, and my boss at the time, Mike Hamby, I always call him Dr. Hamby, he's not a doctor, but Mike Hamby at that particular time said, this is too good to pass up. It's just too good to pass up. And I'm representing companion animal business, but this is something that transcends the business. It transcends all of these things. And so when you look at the people from Boehringer that are here today, the groups are from discovery and R&D. They roll through the strategic alliances, this acquisition group, business development, into the commercial side. And on the commercial side, it covers all of the species as well. And to me, this is incredible. It speaks volumes to who's getting behind this. Public health as well. Looking at Dr. Inslee back here, like, wait, everybody wants to be a part of this. And that's because this is what the future of veterinary medicine looks like. And it's here in the heartland, and we're driving forward. And the things that we can do together exceed those that we can do alone. And so bringing more people in, the diverse thoughts, the diverse ideas, the ways to collaborate and looking toward that future and solving these problems together, this is where it starts. And with that, it's the students that are at the core of this as well. Jody Ray over here as well. He heads up Jody, if you would raise your hand. Jody does the yeoman's work for us when it comes to our College of Veterinary Medicine programs and works to make sure that we touch every veterinary student across the United States, that we're there for them as well. And then we work with the colleges and the things that we're doing. And it works through the interns and the residents and the faculty. And we use the experts that are here and across the United States as key experts for us when they speak about products and thoughts and ideas and driving those things forward. And these are only going to get bigger and better as we move forward with this. And so to be able to stand here and see the fruits of the labor of so many people, the vision of Hadley and the vision of Dr. Rush and the people who came here to be a part of this, all I can say is thank you very much. Thank you. I'll be followed by Carolyn Belmont.
My colleagues have been winding me up today, saying I only had 45 minutes and I was only allowed to show 65 slides. So I promise you I have no slides, and I'll be very quick. First of all, again, like to thank the Dean and all the faculty and the students I've met today. This has been my first real visit to K-State, other than being a client, which I'll mention in a minute. And so I greatly appreciate everything that I've seen today. It's absolutely fantastic facility that you have. You're very lucky, and it's tempting me to think, oh, well, I should retire and come back and study veterinary medicine again. So I'm not a vet myself. I came to the US, it was now 18 years ago, and it was because BI offered me a job over here, and I've worked for them ever since. But one of the other reasons I came to the US is because of a passion for horses that I had. Also because I love the Midwest, I love the space out here, and I just had that opportunity to own a horse. And so one horse became several horses, as you may know from the video from the Scholars Program. And that, of course, inevitably led me to my first visit to K-State with a horse. And my first visit I remember extremely well. I brought a 17 two-hand Belgian draft mare here who was having quite severe breathing difficulties. And two things jumped out at me at that visit. First off, it was Dr. Rush who led the endoscopy team. And we had some surgeries later on. But the second thing was that one of the students who needed to sign me in came up to see me that day. And we had the clipboard and we went through all the questions at the time that she needed. And she didn't want to come very close to me in this horse. And she was sort of standing way back here and looking rather apprehensive, because this was a big girl I brought. And so eventually she said, oh, I'm just a little bit nervous here because this is my first day on equine rotation. And last week I was working with fish, and it just struck me. It's just a great example of the amazing complexity, the diversity, but also how fascinating veterinary medicine is and how exciting it is. And it really highlights to me, seeing you all again today, all the different opportunities that a veterinarian has after they graduate. You may end up in research, you may end up in practice, you could work in human pharma. It's so diverse, your opportunities, and what a fantastic career to pursue. It's something I would like to say, I greatly appreciate you personally for all the support you've given me and my animals in the past. But I would also like to say that Boehringer Ingelheim appreciates K-State and all the veterinarians that you have produced today. And I think you can see that today. Thank you very much. Thank you.